with that, now we invite upon the 10th speaker, Onur Tanveer.
Assalamu alaikum, gentlemen. I'll be speaking in favor of the fourth topic, absolute freedom leads us to absolute liberty. I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. 57, 58, 59, 60. The clock strikes 10:30 p.m. A man in Sindhi, Balochistan closes down his shack after a day of tireless hard work and dedication to feed a family of 5. He is a free man, is he not? Free to toil, free to earn, free to walk beneath the benevolent, indifferent gaze of the streetlights. But what if my freedom were absolute? What if I were to intercept his weary steps? What if I were to covet his meager earnings? What if I were free to seize the ground which he built his life upon, simply because I can? Fellow raters, esteemed judges, and true lovers of liberty, I submit to you that absolute freedom is not a grand ideal. It is a corrosive, unbound license to destroy, and the ruins it leaves behind are invariably paved over by the hand of the tyrant. We have committed the great philosophical error of our time. We have confused the concept of liberty with the pathology of license. True liberty is dignified, restrained, protective. It recognizes the dignity of the other. But absolute freedom, that is merely the savage roar of the state of nature when the social contract is shredded, and the only right is the right of brute force. When every citizen becomes a sovereign without limits, society becomes a battlefield, a terrifyingly short-lived existence where the weak are extinguished by the unfettered appetites of the strong. This is not a theory. This is the ghost that haunts history. Look at ancient Greece, when the craving for absolute freedom led to the chaos of mob rule. That mob rule resulted in the demand and the reception of the Iron Order of Macedon. The same pattern was repeated centuries later, bloodier and faster, in the French Revolution. France, having shed its monarchy in pursuit of unalloyed freedom, that unalloyed freedom's pursuit led to that unalloyed freedom's pursuit was not a promised paradise. It was met with the reign of terror. Exhausted by its boundless license, the nation quickly surrendered its authority to the Committee of Public Safety and to the Emperor, begging to be ruled simply to feel safe again. The tyrant does not conquer with a bold invasion. We send him a frantic invitation. We beg him to fill the paralyzing, fearful void of our own making. He arrives not with chains, but with the seductive promise of perfect, brutal stillness, law and order purchased at every last vestige of our self-governance. And what about our modern world? Look at the economic sphere, where the push for absolute economic freedom translates to the freedom of an economic giant to take boundless, reckless risks, the ability to bankrupt millions of homes overnight. And the pendulum, it always swings. When we, the people, people tear down every protective structure of law, custom, and civic responsibility, we do not create a utopia in the name of individual unconditional sovereignty. We create a vacuum of power. Freedom is not a gift, it's a contract. If we, the contracting parties, do not impose boundaries ourselves, then one day, one man or one regime will gleefully impose absolute boundaries on us all. And that is how absolute freedom leads us directly into the hands of absolute tyranny. As Edmund Burke once stated, men are qualified for civil liberty in exact proportion as their disposition to put moral chains on their appetites. I thank you.